Sway in the morning, Shade 45. It's interesting how when people start transcending, you know, you see them one way, they come into the game as one thing, and then you realize there's so many facets to them that you can't really put them in a category. I really enjoyed this young man's journey to get to where he is today. You know, he's not always the most liked individual necessarily.
Join the club. It happens.
You know, but I can tell you this, he's one of the most honest individuals you're going to meet in this game, and I think that's what we look for in everyday life, not just in the music business, but in our communities and our everyday inner circles. And one of the reasons why I follow this dude so heavily, beyond the fact that this is my job, I don't do it because of that. I just like his perspective. I may not always agree with it, but I do agree with the fact that he's taking a stance on things he believes in. I've even heard this man apologize in public for things he said that might have offended folks or rubbed them the wrong way. To me, that takes a true man to do that. And he's here to talk about his new EP, Hooligans. The one and only Vic Mensa is back.
VM.
Yo.
Vic Mensa is back.
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man. I'm trying to think of the last time I talked to you. I texted you when the whole BT Cypher stuff was happening and you was getting that kind of reaction.
I think I had to get a new number.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to get a new phone number. My phone number got leaked online. So I had to switch up. First time in my life, man. You know, that hurt my heart a little bit because I was like, man, I had this number since 7th grade.
You had to get rid of the number?
All the cribs, same number, same hood.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, but
I got the SIM card on me, though, so,
you know. Just in case, you got to pull up old shit.
Yeah.
It was interesting. People didn't agree with your freestyle and your stance on really domestic violence, you know, and other things that you commented on. How was it for you, though, dealing with that as an artist, you know, having that kind of response from the public for you?
Man, you know, it's like when you stand for things, people will try to tear you down, and that's just how that goes. And I understand that my methodology may at times be brash and crude, you know, but I'm seeking truth, and I think that beneath it all and above it all, that oftentimes that is understood. You know what I'm saying? It's just that voices get loud. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm envisioning like a landscape for society and hip hop that progresses from the past. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say is progressive or liberal or anything, because I don't really subscribe to those terms, because they be the same ones. The liberals be the same ones locking us up. The progressives be the same ones. You know, that was calling us super predators in '92.
Yeah.
But you know, just I mean evolution. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that those stances could be unpopular, but that doesn't make them any less necessary.
Vic Mensa, that's indeed. I've even heard you talk about a lot of the same things that we talk about here on this show, and especially when we talk about global issues. And you made a few comments about Palestine, because our good friend Mark Lamont Hill was fired from CNN for comments he made with the United Nations about Palestine. And you brought up, you posted something that said Bill Maher used the N-word and he kept his job. Don Imus said nappy-headed hoes.
Yeah, about the female basketball team. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did, and he kept his job. And then, you know, Mark Lamont Hill points out, you know, makes a comment about not Russia, but about Palestine and Israel relations, and he got fired. You know, we don't hear a lot of artists talking about those things. That's beyond your artistry, would you say, or is that all a part of it?
I mean, that's just humanity, you know, and I think that artistry is a product of humanity. Great artistry, you know what I'm saying? And I reached out to Mark Lamont Hill because that's my brother, and you know, and I stand with him. And I think it's just, you know, that tweet or that I posted, it was just representative of the power structure, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we are attacking, and that is always a dangerous road to take. Oftentimes, like, I'll hear, you know, reverse racism and like the upheaval and uprising in this country of like alt-right and all of them to say, well, y'all racist against white people. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing about racism that seems to be misunderstood often by those who are not us, is that racism is oppression and power. You know what I'm saying? It's the having the social standing to be able to keep another motherfucker down. Now, so when you speak about something like Palestine and you're opposing like a powerful machine like Israel, then they might very well take you right off the air, even if others have said far more egregious things, because the terminology that he used, it doesn't even have to mean what they said it means. You know what I'm saying? From the land to the sea is something that's been spoken by many people on different sides of that issue to describe that area. It's kind of just like some, poetic, that's how they speak about it. I'm like, man, this ain't the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but
You went over there?
yeah, I was there. I was in Palestine last August. It was crazy.
Yeah. Vic Mensa is here, man. I'm trying to, I feel like every time we see each other, we trying to catch up months and months in a fucking 20-minute interview. And so I'm trying to be professional, and I just really want to holler at him. Go ahead,
so
Mike.
Vic, and speaking of this Palestine-Israel, on this show, we talk a lot about global diplomacy and really getting our citizens to recognize the world at large. What do you think should young people be focused on when it comes to global diplomacy? Should we begin to think outside of our borders of the United States? Should we begin to think about what's happening in the Middle East? Should we begin to think about what's happening in Europe and to begin to see how it affects us here in the United States? Because especially within hip-hop, we don't really see hip-hop or rappers involved in Palestine and Israel and the two-state solutions. And citizens, and what Vic and Sway is talking about right now and the whole Mark Lamont Hill scenario is, there's a quote says from river to sea. That was used approximately around 50 to 75 years ago. Hamas, which is deemed by some individuals as a terrorist organization, have co-opted that language, river to sea, and that is what the Jewish young students began to protest for Mark Lamont Hill about.
Yeah, but it's been spoken by many. No, I mean, but
I was giving context to the
it's
conversation.
been said by many people. It wasn't first said 60 years ago. But it's not. But the thing is, though, the whole thing I'm getting at is that none of that is about that. Yeah. That's the distraction. That's the finesse. Like that's the semantics that you can use, that is being used to silence the other side. You know what I'm saying? That's the it's the wording and the small details that people use to try to shut down the truth when they have the power to. I mean, when I was in Palestine, bro, coming back from Palestine, going through the airport in Tel Aviv, so I had like some souvenirs. I had like an ashtray. I had like a plate that said Jerusalem, a plate that said Palestine, and some little things like that. I had a book called On Palestine, like Noam Chomsky or something that I had been reading. And going through the airport, I'm getting to the gate. I hear my name over the intercom.
Damn.
I'm like, maybe I left something over there. You know what I'm saying? The woman run up, and she like, yeah, we found this book in your bag. The book is called On Palestine. She's like, how do you know about this? Palestine? How do you even know about that? I mean, and you're in the middle of what, was previously filled with Palestinians until ethnic cleansing. I get back to the States. They even took the plate that said Palestine. They took the book that said Palestine. They took the plate. They left Jerusalem. They left that plate. They took everything that said Palestine. So it ain't about Mark Lamont's words from the river to the sea. It's about them wanting to wipe the idea of Palestine off the map. That's what it's about. But as far as global diplomacy goes, I think that 100% five fingers are stronger as a fist than separately. I think that when we start to recognize our similarities and intersectional power, then that's when we begin to get dangerous. You think of men like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, even Fred Hampton in Chicago with the Black Panthers. It's when he was doing the Rainbow Coalition and he was putting together, the Chicanos, with the Asian revolutionaries, with the Blackstones, with the GDs, that's when the shit get dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's when they smoke Martin Luther King, because he goes from a civil rights movement. He's like, okay, now I think we got in that. Now we're gonna do a whole poor people's movement.
Okay.
When you start to make poor people and oppressed people from different sides of this shit, can I curse? Or I shouldn't.
Yeah,
right?
that's fine. Okay.
Realize that you know that they're both being slaves to the same nigga on the hill.
Yeah.
That's when they put you in that dirt. You understand me?
You become dangerous. Vic Mensa is here, man. You see where the conversation is going. The reason why I asked you about these things, because when I first started listening to Hooligans, the first song I heard was Dancing in the Street. And one of the things that really stuck out to me, because it's kind of how it's been a question or something, a quest for myself in my life, is how do you become absolutely free? You know, and there's a comment in the beginning of the song where it's saying, I feel absolutely free. Is that how you feel? And what does that mean to you?
Well, that quote was that was actually from this Black Panther documentary I was watching, and so they had a shootout around your way. You know what I'm saying? They had a shootout with the Oakland PD for like 48 hours, you know, shots out, shots in, straight like that. And so they were asking the OG retrospectively, if you had a chance to relive that situation, what would you do? Would you change anything? He said, no, I felt free. I felt absolutely free. In that moment, I was making my own rules. I was a free nigger. You understand me? And they asked another woman how she felt. She said it felt like we were dancing in the streets. And I just thought that dance was that was a powerful metaphor for the choreographed move that, you know, this struggle often is. And that song, the place I was coming from, you know, obviously having the Black Panther quote was pretty much a revolutionary place. And I'm like, at least I die a Black Messiah, even if I'm crucified. You know what I'm saying? It's just recognizing that, you know, that when you put yourself up to that stake, you know, and sacrifice, that you know, maybe you go down in a different way. Maybe there's a freedom in that. That's how I was coming with that.
Ali Boombaye. You hear those chants?
Ali Boombaye, word up.
You see, and that reminded me of the scene when you saw the movie, and you see all these kids dancing, you know, in the streets. Let's play that song. We're going to come back. Vic Mensa is here, man. Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5.
I feel free. I feel absolutely free.
Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5. Vic Mensa is here. I like that. Yeah. Dancing in the street. Who's that kid singing? People might think it's me the way I sounded right there.
And that was my boy Jesse Rutherford from the neighborhood on the end of that. Shout out to Jesse.
Dancing in the street.
Clear up
Drip
the
God.
Sound good. Rich Nice. What up? Rich Nice. You know this is an A&R room. Rick. So Rick in Mount Vernon. Go ahead. What you want to say?
I just want to say I think it's crazy that they took his book, and I agree 100% that what he was talking about with Martin, with Dr. King, when you try to change something, they put you down. I mean, they did the same thing with Malcolm. They did the same thing with Kennedy's brother.
Right.
I mean, and that was the president. He died on live television. Like, I couldn't imagine being back then. And we're still having the same, that debate and argument is still going on today. And the same problems are still happening, which is like just, it's scary, man. It's scary.
Scary. Thanks, Ricky. You want to chime in on this, Heather?
I do. I want to ask Vic just on a different side, because anybody could go through this. People always screaming, keep it real. Be real about the shit. Say what you feel. You say it, people got shit to say. They blow up your phone. They blow up your Twitter. They blow up whatever. Besides maybe having the option to change your phone number or do you ever just like get away from social media?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't even really like to spend time on social media. I don't follow anybody on social media. I don't read mentions. I don't read comments. All my people know that, like, whenever there's a thing, somebody else reaches out to me and lets me know.
Got
you know
it.
What I mean?
Yeah.
I don't find out just because I'm like living in the real world, trying to keep my mind on the things that are important to me. You know what I'm saying? And trying to stay focused. And I feel like that shit could really just take you out your element. You know what I'm saying? It's like I had a conversation with No ID the other day, you know, and it was like with No ID and Vince Staples, and they were telling me some real shit. They were like, and this is the reason I be off social media, is because for a long time my mentality has still been programmed and informed and based in where I'm from. You know, where if you say something about me, then you have to deal with consequences. They was like, nigga, you still be trying to act like you outside. You know what I mean? But you in the Matrix. Like you in the Matrix point blank, you know? And I was definitely have come for some time with an outside perspective, like, oh, word, that's what it is, and we gonna see you then. But in reality, may never, probably won't, you know? Because this is the Matrix. This is the box. Like, we ain't outside no more. It's just not even the same. It's not the same rules, you know?
Right.
Well, Vic Mensa. And Vince was saying that to you? Vince and No ID? I like that conversation. When they say just you're not from the outside no more, what is being on the outside?
Well, I'm from the outside, I'm not outside.
No
you
more.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you inside. You ain't throwing rocks at the door and let me in. You already in it.
Fully in the Matrix, plugged in. And it's like, you know?
You got a song called Dark Things on this album. And I want to suggest everybody go tune into this album because a lot of mental health issues. I remember doing a piece maybe 5 years ago, a Metal World piece on mental health. And we sat and talked about it. And even asking him the questions was unfamiliar to me. Like, how do I even interview this man about mental health issues? It was a discussion nobody was having at that time. I didn't know how to get on the inside of it necessarily, so I just kind of listened. When I hear artists like yourself that don't hide that, I commend it because I think it's relatable to a lot of folks who come from the outside, who don't have the resources, don't have the wherewithal, don't even have the confidence to talk about it. When I listen to a song called Dark Things, I want to ask you, when you write about these things, are these things, like I'm going to go into verse 1, when you say don't relapse, wait, hold up, don't relax, heart attack, ice inside my cardiac, I'm a sicko, I'm a fucking hypochondriac, fuck the pain away, beat it like an 808. And I know I said I quit drugs last time. That was last time, life in the fast lane. Is these things that you experiencing personally or haven't experienced it? Or are you kind of speaking in the mind of somebody who may be experiencing it?
Yeah, you know, when I was doing that record and when I do songs like that, for the most part, it's just that I'm completely immersed in that mind frame. And something I've been doing a lot recently is working on thinking positively.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've been reading this book called The Power of Positive Thinking. It's like 100 years old, but you know, I just listen to it in my headphones while I ride my motorcycle and shit. But I was in a really dark place kind of for a lot of this year, you know what I'm saying? And for many years at this point, you know, I definitely have had a lot of dark things in my mind. So it's just very, you know, basic to what I was feeling and what I was trying to express. And I've written music in the past where I was recollecting on like addictive moments and dark suicidal moments. When I did this one, it was just like, that's just where I was at. You know, it was really like I did this 12-step program this year. Like I've been doing so much self-reflective work. And so I was in this 12-step program, and it was like I cut a lot of things out of my life. And I was like celibate for 7 months. And, you know, in there I'm talking about fuck the pain away, because it was like even when I stopped really doing drugs, like a few years ago, you know, I would hold on to, you know, sex became like a drug for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be an escape for me. I could fuck the pain away the same way I could fucking do Molly and, get rid of the pain or whatever it is, and so it's like those are the things we do to escape being within ourselves.
Yeah.
And to escape feelings of uncomfortability, feelings of pain, shame, guilt. Those things are corrosive, and they eat you from the inside out. And so in this project, I wanted to speak about that. I wanted to speak about different cornerstones of my experience, so that's why I speak about some revolutionary shit. I speak about some super dark, mental issues. I speak about some really violent stuff. I speak about love. I speak about addiction. I speak about self-worth at the end with the record we was just talking about, Deserve It. Because that song I made wanted to be like an anthem for self-worth, and also a message to myself and to anybody else who ever wonders whether they are worth it and whether they deserve love or abundance or happiness, because that's the hole that we're always trying to fill with something.
Yeah.
Whether it's, substances or women or food for some people, it's like it's trying to fill a hole.
Deserve It. That's actually one of my favorite joints. I love the way you ended off the EP. You hear all this game coming from Vic Mensa. Just want him to speak. And yes, he got bars. Who asked that question? Somebody asked that question? Does he have bars? Man, it's Vic Mensa, man. Some motherfucking hyena right here. Does he have bars? He keep bars, son. I don't care what mountaintops he been to.
Like I'm selling Xanax, nigga.
You know what I mean? What rivers he seen? He always got bars in the pocket. What you need? Want to drop a beat on him. Sway in the morning. You in the valley of the hyenas. Shade 45. You reached the pinnacle, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been a while since I did something like this.
Let's do it.
Hey, it's been a lot of conversation since we've been gone, Sway.
I know. Talk to him, Vic.
I'ma just address it in the only way I know how. Do what I do best.
In the morning.
Let me get my motherfucker.
It's for real MCs only. That's why they don't always come. True MCs only.
Live in the flesh to dispel all the rumors. I'm magical when I do this. Eyes wide shut. I'm Stanley Kubrick. Yellow gold rollie, so my clockwork orange. I was still a local nigga when I bought my first foreign. Dreaming of that house on the hill like Lauren. Fast forward, I got a view. I came out the blue. Vic a lunatic, you would think he came out the loo. Said what I shouldn't, did what they told me not to do. I'm like a lie detector, I can only tell the truth. For better or worse, gift and a curse. I never reverse my stance, I never mince words, I can't. I live with a purpose, man. To the death I am. Still skating on blades, call me Pepper Ran. Out the window throwing signs like a catcher's hand. Bitch niggas full of estrogen. In that case, then I only eat pussy, I'm a pescatan. Catfish a Venmo, trying to catch a scam. Then I dip with the set like I rap with Cam Rep. Ace out the bottle like Shaq Kazam. That means I'm only half a man, half amazing. Cats get cold feet when the gats is blazing. Hello.
We got a real hyena up in here today. Vic Mensa taking over Sway in the morning. We not done.
Swerving the ghost, no Patrick Swayze. I'm no actor, baby, still they accolade me. I was Grammy nominated when I told my mom I made it. Pimp hard like Don Magic, wanted Gators. Send shots through the car like Pac in Vegas. Now I ain't Farrakhan, but I be around the nation. And never get the best of me like a compilation. And I keep my foot on niggas' neck like a dominatrix, world domination. That's what I'm chasing. Not Robert, but I used to trap in the basement. Run up with the strap and the mask like I'm Jason.
You hear that boy spitting that flame? Chicago's finest. MC step up to the plate. Vic Mensa on Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Vic, I feel like you got some more you want to say, man. This how we getting down. We raising the bar. Let's go.
Hey, you know it's a good time every time we come over here.
Yo, every time.
Jason. Flex for my niggas in mass incarceration. I feel your pain, James. They trying to get my brother 30, he trying to maintain. Hard to remain sane. In a city where everybody claim things. They even got a gang for niggas who don't gang bang. I'm not a neutron. I save money like a coupon. I stay breaded like a crouton. I smoke wedding cake until I can't pronunciate. Now she tryna blow me when I'm mouth to mouth resuscitate. Let it breathe, ventilate. Catch a breeze, inhalate. Hustle like Nip, don't slip like Timberlake. On my hip, turn a chip. Yeah. Don't slip like Timberlake. Keep my dick in their mouth, how you articulate. Yeah. I know these niggas fake, they gon' hate anyway. Fuck them till they ministrate. Spit like Lil Wayne mixed with a bit of J, but I'm no protege. You crazy for this way, that's what Hova say. But I'm the GOAT today, rapping like a cobra snake. Yeah.
What y'all gonna do to Vic Mensa? I know it's a lot of battling going on right now, but what y'all gonna do about Vic Mensa?
And the flow fluctuate like Oprah's weight. The flow fluctuate like Oprah's weight. You know how we was rocking like Hoover Stank. I was GDK, I didn't go to Larry Hoover way. Gentrify the game, make these niggas move away. Now it's a Starbucks where you used to stay. Stupid paid, I'm stupid paid. That's all these stupid niggas say, they sound stupid, Sway. Niggas need to cap more, they rap less. You ain't got next, you just the nigga with the fat neck.
Get out.
And I be fucking up the game like a bad ref. My 15 minutes of fame has not left. They keep my name in their mouth like bad breath. If no press is bad press, then come and press me on Wednesday. Nigga, I be at Flex. Fuck you talking about, bitch ass niggas.
Vic Mensa, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not cap, no top hat.
He's doing his rounds right now. We might be talking about the wrong rappers in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Where the real hyenas at? Vic Mensa. Get with it. Vic Mensa, Hooligans, December 14th. I like that. You like that, HB?
Fat neck.
Shit.
I'm calling people fat neck all day.
Yo.
All day.
I love the flow, Vic. You know what,
Yeah.
man? With everything you do, man, you pay homage to the culture, and I appreciate that because you have never let me down with a flow. Vic Mensa, y'all need to switch your list up. I know y'all talking about a lot of rappers right now. Put him in your conversation. Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. He make me feel like talking shit. I feel like I spit them bars.
Hey.
Go ahead and spit a bar, Sway. You got one.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you from, Sway?
Town business. Oakland, stand up. You know what it is, this. Yo, Vic Mensa, we gonna do it again now. Vic almost got
Told
me back
you had
in
a
the
bar.
game.
That was a bar.
Yo, keep going, Vic. I love you. I want to say
brother.
that. I want to say that publicly. I love you. I love what you're doing.
Too, brother.
And,
Word up.
and I'm gonna support you because I know where it's coming from.
I got a plan too, man. You know, you remember some time back, we brought the young and Mitch over here. So man, it's a dude from Chicago. His name V the Great, and he be rapping on Milwaukee Ave like spazzing though, you know, spazzing. He always come up to us when we were shorties and just start rapping, going crazy. I mean, I heard him say one time, what'd he say? He said G-O-D, and he be freestyling everything, really freestyling. He's like on an atheist land, pull up in the Benz, the color of Arabian stand, and it's like. But you know, he fucked up out here, and I saw him like, man, I think it was last winter damn near. So this was about a year ago. Must have been because it was very cold outside. You know how Chicago get. And I bumped into him, and see, he's so nice, but just really like living on the streets. So I always wanted to bring him up here and have him come rap with me when I come up here one time, and I bumped into him, and you know. He was in the mall trying to stay warm, and I'm like, man, how you been, bro? He like, man, honestly, I'm fucked up out here. You know, I'm living on the streets, like with my uncle and shit. And I want to bring him through here, man, because he's ridiculous with the freestyles.
Hey, Vic.
One time when I come up here, next time I come up here,
bring him with you.
I'm bringing him with me, and he going black. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bring him with you. And I know you got the punk rock group coming too, right?
Oh yeah.
We ain't gonna talk about that yet. All right, cool.
No, but we are. I gotta. You know, I got this clothing line called 93 Punks. It's most of the clothes that I wear, and so then we're also doing a group called 93 Punks. So we're doing a whole punk album, and that's significantly underway. You know what I'm saying? Coming in the spring.
All right, man. We got you, Vic. Man, stay out there too. Stay in those front lines, man, and be free.
Already.
I already hear it in your voice, man. Vic Mensa, ladies and gentlemen.
Black